Oh, I just wanted to go through some books I've read since the beginning of the year. I've got 9 books toward my 52 book this year goal. First one I finished this year is Looking Glass On by Katrina Ward. This was strange plot-wise. I mean, I did tab it quite a bit. But it really reminded me of an A24 movie. So if you're into those, trying to think of the name of this, Super Dark Times, that movie, you might enjoy this. It's written, like you're almost in a dream the whole time. So, I guess just know that going in. But A24 fans, don't sleep on this one. Oh, well, you follow some kids and a cave, and stuff goes down, and there's history, and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to say too much more. I'm going to keep this one on my shelves. We have a little local bookshop, and I've never heard of this book, The Resurrectionist, but they had it there, and this is really cool. Like, fans of House of Leaves and stuff, like we've got these different creatures in here. In the beginning we've got this strange stuff. But fans of like House of Leaves, Night Film by Marsha Pestle might like The Resurrectionist. Sorry if I don't give a lot about books. I personally like to go in blind most of the time, or relatively blind, which ended up costing me this time. I got Secrets of the Octopus by Cy Montgomery. I've been hearing everywhere that Cy Montgomery is the person to go to when it comes to like animal nonfiction, and this was just a complete letdown for me. Yeah, there was some cool little moments discussed in here, but really this was like a big advertisement for the Netflix or wherever series that was also called Secrets of the Octopus. So there wasn't a whole lot that I got out of this book. I'm going to go ahead and pass it along. I'll give Cy Montgomery another try. But it just seemed like this was a money grab. It was $30, and I should have known because it's published by National Geographic. But I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along to someone else who might enjoy it or get more out of it than I did. Next, I read the short story collection, What We Talk About When We Talk About Love, by Raymond Carver. I found a few really good stories in here. He writes just this perfect domestic short prose, this domestic horror, this realistic horror. But, of course, he's not a horror writer. He's a literary writer. In my opinion, though, there needs to be horror in realistic writing. And he is amazing at it. Okay. Next, I read The White Man by Patrick Hoffman. I never heard about it when I picked it up. I just picked it up because it looked interesting at a library book sale for like 50 cents. Yeah. And I'm going to keep this one on my shelves. You follow these individuals who are going through with a bank robbery, but it's much, much more than that. So this was also fever dreamy. I'll be keeping it on my shelves. On Tyranny, this little wee booklet, when I ordered it online, I thought that it was going to be bigger. but that's what I get for not looking at the actual size, right? But, I mean, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to keep this one on my shelves because I think my teen might want to read it at some point. But 20 Lessons from the 20th Century. They're just cute little thing. Like, here's one, Be a Patriot. I'm going to keep that one on my shelves. I read then Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I heard about this from Jordaline Reads. I picked it up a couple weeks ago at Barnes & Noble, and I read it right away. It was, like, I enjoyed it. It was a good time. I don't think it was any masterpiece. I think it would be perfect for a little free library, which I'm considering keeping and storing some books because I'd really like to have my own free little library outside my new home. So I might hold on to this for that reason. And then next, I've read another nonfiction, Takedown, Inside the Fight to Shut Down Pornhub for Child Abuse, Rape, and Sex Trafficking. And this was written by a woman, a female. I've got lots of tabs in here as well. I did enjoy this. It did get a little, I don't want to say high and mighty, but I want to say draggy. Like, not draggy as in like drag, but like draggy as in like it just had a case of the muddied middle. And things were just thrown in haphazardly. Like, as far as how it was written, it's not the best thing I've ever read in my life. But the content was definitely worth the time. And I'll keep this on my shelves. Next, I read The Girls at 17 Swan Street. This is about... I've only got one lonely tab. Let's see here. How do we... A bunch of girls dealing with eating disorders, and their path to recovery. Or not recovery. And this might pull at heartstrings. If that sounds interesting to you, just what I said, then you should pick it up. If not, then maybe steer away from this one. But I also think that this is a general crowd pleaser. So I think I am going to keep this one with Near the Bone. And for the little free library, if we can get that up. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but it'd be nice to have like a stash to keep refilling it and things like that. But okay, that's all I've read this year. I'm not on track to get to my goal yet of 52 books this year, but I'm working at it. I'm working hard at it. All right. Thank you for your time.